everybody. Welcome to the Purpose Summit. I'm Sue Erda. I'm your host for this event, and I am so excited that you are here because I know you are on a journey of purpose. You are conscious and aware of what is going on around you, and you know that you have some sort of intention for your future, and you are excited about it, and you're living in the moment. And I know that you're here because you want to hear some of these stories of purpose. How did people find their purpose? How did they get their purpose? What did they do? And you're going to get some amazing nuggets from all of these authors who are our interview guests. So I'm happy you're here. Buckle up. Today we have a great interview with Kathy Sipple. I'm going to read a brief introduction of Kathy, who I've known for many years, and we'll start talking with her. Kathy Sipple is available to help communities build resilience through social technology, climate action, time banking, and permaculture. She is a sociocracy facilitator in training and is working on a book, Healing Earth Together, expected to be published this year. The book will serve as a guide for communities to address environmental and social justice issues while enriching the quality of life. Kathy holds a degree in economics from the University of Michigan and is a member of Mensa. She lives in Valparaiso, Indiana, the Vale of Paradise, with her husband John and their dog, Black Lab, Bodie. And Kathy, I'm excited to talk to you. As always, how are you?
I am well. Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Great. Me too. I love talking with you. I love our conversations. As I mentioned, I've known you for so many years, and our listeners don't know this, but you have been a trainer with us and training our authors as well for so many years. And I think it's been like 8 or 9 years, maybe 10 years so far. I don't know exactly. I'm not good with numbers, but it's been a long time. And
Yeah,
we
I
appreciate
think
you.
it's eight years, and I believe this will be the 12th book that I've done together with you. So
Beautiful.
you keep me
Yep.
on my toes to keep me purposeful and keep me on my growth edge.
Yes, I know, which is so exciting because you have so many different parts of your life and stories to share, as we all do, by the way. So it's really great. And I like this topic that you have today, deciding together, linking my purpose to others. And I know you're really on path with this, on purpose with this. I'm excited to have you talk to our audience and share with them. So, and specifically, I mentioned this in your bio, sociocracy. You're talking about that. I think a lot of people may not have ever even heard that word before. So will you tell us what that is and what that means to you and what you're doing with it?
Great question. I love that you added what it means to me, because I know there are different teachers out there who are teaching sociocracy, and probably it changes a little bit with each lineage. But what it means to me is literally in the title of this chapter. It literally translates to deciding together. So socios is, we, the colleagues, the equivalent, the people. And ocracy is like democracy. It's, a form of governance. So it's we, the people, deciding together. That's literally what it means. But what does that mean in practice? There are 4 guiding principles that I think help people understand what it is. First of all, there's a circle structure. So a lot of people have been in meetings where you literally sit in a circle, or if you're in Zoom, you kind of, sit in a figurative circle. So that's definitely part of it, but you sit in a circle of equivalents that are gathered around a shared aim. So that's number 1. Number 2, that circle is linked to other circles through double linking. So there's a representative from a lower circle, almost like in labor unions, let's say how they would have a labor rep. You have somebody that's elected from what would traditionally be a lower circle. And then you also have a top-down representative that would sit in that lower circle, so that upper management is never too far away from what's going on. And so you have 2 of those perspectives represented in both circles where they're linked. So the interlinking is one. Open elections is the 3rd principle. And what that means is when you fill roles, like there are roles such as facilitator, administrator for the circle, and some other roles. I'm not going to get too granular about this, but you don't come to the meeting and say, I nominate Sue, or, that there's this traditional election. What you do is you do basically a round where each person shares who they nominate and why. And if you have a circle of 12 people could nominate 12 completely different people within the circle. But it's the why that I find so beautiful. You learn what are the leadership qualities that other people see in you and that you get to share that you see in other people. So I really enjoy that. The open elections, it just brings surprising results. And then the fourth one that I really, really love is the consent principle. So it's not consensus. Consensus is very different. It means, one way or another, hell or high water, we're going to come to consensus. And that could take a long time to get everybody into 100% agreement. Consent just means that you have no paramount objections to whatever is being proposed. So my teacher likes to use broccoli as an example. She's like, I really, really love raw broccoli. I will eat steamed broccoli. I will not eat broccoli that is like so soggy and mushy that it's practically, broccoli mashed potatoes. That is outside my range of tolerance. So as long as it's within your range of tolerance, then you can consent to whatever's being proposed in the group. And then the other little nuance that I love about consent is that it also requires that each person bring their inner consent, their consent that they give verbally, but also that they exhibit through their body language. So if you're in a room with people, you can kind of see maybe if somebody's squirming or they've got their arms folded. It's been really a challenge to be learning this over the time of COVID when almost all of our meetings are virtual, but I think I've gotten pretty good at it. So inner consent, that means that I really care about what you think and how you feel, not just the words that you say, or not just if you're giving a thumbs up on Zoom, but do you really consent, or are you sitting with something that is not your true inner consent?
Wow, that's great. I love that. It makes a lot of sense to me that you're talking about that. So inner consent is you, and that's you. Now then, but you're talking about a whole group of people coming to this agreement, deciding together. So I'm wondering, have you been able to move beyond inner consent for yourself to this shared purpose with the other people that you're working with now? Tell us about that. What's that look like?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I love that Sociocracy does challenge me to make sure that I really do have that inner consent. And I think that when you have every team member doing that, all of a sudden it's just easier to flock together as a team when you feel that what you're bringing into a circle and decision making is really valued. So once you know that that's just the way and it's a safe space to actually bring your objections and they're actually valued, complex decisions start getting made and teams start forming and really, clicking. And it's just been amazing. So one example I can give is even when I was a complete newbie, I was just starting to learn this stuff last summer. I was working with a group of citizen volunteers across 3 counties, and they just decided that they wanted to do a regional greenhouse gas emissions inventory. That had never been done before in the state of Indiana where I live, and it's only been done in a handful of metropolitan areas in the US. Southwest Florida, down near where you live, they have done one, so props to Southwest Florida. Also, I think Denver and maybe like metropolitan Columbus, and that's about it. Nobody had even done this. So really complex issue, but by dividing it up, being in circles, checking in, making sure that we, have a shared aim, and, giving the right task to the right person based on what everybody saw, we were able to move that process forward. So we submitted a successful application to Indiana University last fall. And right now I'm in this exciting project where I'm managing 6 interns to actually get this work done. They just started last week and I've got them for the whole summer. And it's just amazing. Like every week we're getting, light years of work done. And we've kind of attracted the attention of the state and even, some other parts of the country. Like, how are you doing this? We've got 3 different counties and 11 cities within these counties that are all cooperating. It's a little bit unheard of, but I think my secret weapon is, in fact, sociocracy.
Wow, that's amazing. So sociocracy can work anywhere. So it can work in families, it can work in businesses, it can work in government or some towns, communities, counties, all of that. But let me ask you this about it. I understand how it can work anywhere, but everybody has to be on board. Is that right?
That that's an interesting question. And I think I'll probably have even a better and more nuanced answer a year from now when I've completely become, certified sociocracy consultant. I've got all the tricks of the trade. But even in our last class that we learned, it was about introducing sociocracy into an organization. And there's a university in California, and now the name of it escapes me, but I think they just had one department that embraced it. And they were able to successfully do it just in their department without the entire university adopting it. So as long as you have, an area of domain that you can, explain and you can gather around, a common aim, you can adopt sociocracy partially in an organization. Yes, it's possible.
Hmm, beautiful. I love that. It's so exciting because it makes sense. It really just makes sense. Let's all be on board. Let's all do this and let's all agree with these things. And it seems like, is this true? There are more shared ideas in a group like that where it's open that way, just like who gets nominated for a position, for
Mhm.
example.
Exactly. And, in some of my practice, I'm still doing practice sessions as a facilitator. In the last session that I facilitated for a client, after the election process, someone said, this is probably what the boss, this is what the boss wanted us to do anyway, for each person to arrive in each of these respective positions. But she said it felt so much better, like we owned the outcome when she didn't shove this down our throat. Like she let us come to the same conclusion, and we took a really circuitous path to get there, but it was all of us. And so it's just a prime example of them deciding together. And it was really rewarding to watch. But yeah, a lot of my classmates, they don't have organizations that they're working with, and they're doing this in their family. They're talking about how to use it when one of my classmates is in Australia, and they say when they're moving house, how do they select a new neighborhood to live in, or how do they pick their new house, or how do they decide to divide up chores in a family? So it literally can be used everywhere. But one of my teachers in Austria actually launched this completely in a hospital in Austria. So an entire huge hospital it was done in. And I've gotten to interact with kids in India who are working in, they call it neighborhoodocracy, but it's effectively the same thing. They work in circles. So in their schools, they are grouped not by grade, but by neighborhoods. And within those neighborhoods, the kids help each other find out what the kids need, what each other's families need. And they've actually elected a child prime minister in India, who I met and I'm Facebook friends with. Pretty cool.
Very
But
cool.
that people are just doing really interesting things with this. So I think it's just a matter of time before the US catches up.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love this because it's all about doing it together. And that's, hey, we're all connected anyway. So let's
Mhm.
figure out a way to make this work and have everyone be heard. I really do love that. So Kathy, what's on the horizon for you? What's coming up next in your life, your business, all of it?
Yeah, great question. I am in a place of integration right now. I feel like I've got this permaculture thread, and I've got this time banking thread, and I've got this climate action thread, and then sociocracy. Honestly, I feel like that's kind of the super sauce that brings it all together and helps me weave it together. So the book, we've already said, and now I'm on record in this interview saying that that's next. But yeah, I'm reinventing myself as almost like a professional citizen facilitator that can help communities, come together and explore how to use these tools to make things happen in their communities. And another, trick in my toolbox is asset-based community development. And I really love one of their maxims. It's you can't build on broken, you build on what's there. So that's just about my favorite thing. I always love to cook something from what's actually in the kitchen, to make something, DIY project from what you have on hand with found objects. So it's really in this time, like post COVID, helping people to celebrate what they do have, not what got lost, or not what they're mourning, but what can you be individually, how to find your inner consent, and how to bring that purpose within you to the greater good, especially as we're reemerging into society and trying to, re-engage with people. I feel like this is a beautiful time to be birthing this awareness that this is something that we can build back better. And that's really what I feel like I'm here to do. That's my purpose, is to help people individually find their purpose, but more importantly, how to bring those purposes together to make them really sing.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I love everything you do. You're one of the more interesting, most interesting people I know, and all of your different interests, and you share them with us. So I so appreciate it. And it's all I've over the years I've known you, and all of it does seem to be coming together. It's gelling, and I can see where sociocracy kind of does that for you. Brings all of your interests and all your expertise and experience together. So it's beautiful, beautiful to watch, and I'm excited for what's next.
Thanks. Yeah, besides becoming a certified sociocracy consultant, as well as a facilitator, I also hope to be helping out with the training institute, and I'm already shadowing and helping to teach the module one. I love helping people get acclimated to this.
Beautiful. Love it so much. So, Kathy, it's always great to talk to you. I know that there are people out there that are going to want more of you, want to connect with you in some way. Can you please tell us how we can do that?
Absolutely. The best way really is kathysipple.com. That's going to keep all of my multi ever changing things that I'm adding to my toolbox there. I basically give you a choice of a few different rabbit holes that you can go down for how to interact with me, which of these things might appeal to you. But that's the best way to reach me. And then, I'll just give a shout out to my teachers as well, because right now they're hosting the institute that I'm a part of. So they are governancealive.com. So instead of going through me, if you just want to learn about sociocracy, I am part of them. I'm part of their training staff as well as a student. So if you go to governancealive.com, you can sign up for a free teaser session to just get a taste of sociocracy and see how that might work for you.
Beautiful. I love it. And you're on social media pretty much everywhere, right? Somebody can
Yeah.
find you, Kathy Sipple, anywhere.
I'm at Kathy Sipple pretty consistently across all platforms. So yes, definitely reach out there. I love connecting with people. That's, one of my favorite things actually is to keep connecting with people.
Yep. Awesome. Well, Kathy, this has been great. As always, I love talking with you. Thank you so much for everything that you do, everything that you contribute to the energy of this project, and everything that is going on. So, just thanks for being you.
Thanks for having me. Can't wait for the next thing we do together.
Yes, me too. And listeners, thank you for being here because I know, as I said in the beginning, you are on your own journey of purpose. You are contributing, and what the world needs is people following their purpose. Everybody is unique and individual, so keep doing more of that. And please continue to listen to this summit, Women on Purpose. Book is the name of our website. This summit is the Purpose Summit. We have, when you signed up for this Purpose Summit, you got that free ebook, which is filled with tips for living on purpose. And on June 29th, we have our launch, which is the launch of this book, Women Living on Purpose. It contains stories of all the 20 women you've heard on this summit. And I'll tell you what, these stories are great. I have read every single one of them. You will love them. They will inspire you, motivate you, encourage you, give you some ideas about how to live your life more purposefully as well. And when you buy this book on launch day, June 29th, what we'd like you to do is come to our website, womenonpurposebook.com, womenonpurposebook.com. When you buy the book on launch day, either the paperback or on that one day only, a 99-cent Kindle, you'll be, and you bring your receipt number from Amazon back to our website. What will happen is you will get access to more than 35 gifts from our partners and authors, and the gifts are awesome. You will love them. So definitely do that. Launch day, June 29th, womenonpurposebook.com, and we'll guide you through the whole rest of it. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for your energy and time, and thanks for showing up in the world like you do. So have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.